So my kids are trained to talk to CPS, okay? And we rehearse multiple times a day if CPS ever shows up, what they are supposed to say. Well, CPS showed up to our house last night for a TikTok video that was disturbing, worrisome, from back in November that had already been dealt with. Anyways, they show up. Obviously, they went and talked to all the kids, all 6 kids. All 5 kids said what they are supposed to, except my one daughter. My one daughter decided to tell them the truth. The truth. So I took her phone away. Her phone was taken, her tablet was taken, and I took her bedroom door off the hinges last night.
This TikTok mom has gone too far, way too far. From lies about her husband to making up stories about CPS, government aid, and even her own kids. Courtney, also known as Mamsi XO on TikTok, is no longer just a satire creator. She's now a danger to truth itself. And what's worse, some people still believe her. Let's break down the disturbing world of one of TikTok's most reckless rage bait moms and how her lies could seriously hurt others. Courtney, who goes by mamasi.xo on TikTok, has built a huge following, over 310,000 people. Her bio boldly reads satire, rage bait, most hated. And honestly, that tells you a lot right away. But here's the thing, this isn't just edgy content or dark humor anymore. It is way more serious. She's a mother of 6 kids, all from 4 different fathers. And instead of being a relatable voice for other moms or sharing her real life in a way that could help people, she's turned her account into a non-stop stream of drama, lies, and confusion. Most of her videos make you stop and ask, is this real? Or is it just another twisted story for clicks? One day she's talking about CPS, the next day she's accusing her husband of something awful. Then she's bragging about food stamps, only to flip and say she's being unfairly judged. Her page is no longer a space for connection. It is a confusing mess of half-truths and shock value posts. And the scary part, some people still don't see it. They take her at face value, and that is where the real danger begins. One of her most disturbing videos, she talked about coaching her children on what to say if CPS came knocking, and she was not joking. Courtney openly bragged that she teaches her 6 kids how to lie to Child Protective Services. She even said they rehearse what to say several times a day, like it is some kind of a daily routine. It wasn't something she regretted or tried to hide. She shared it like it was smart parenting. According to her, 5 of her children followed her script perfectly when CPS came to the door. But one child, her daughter, decided to tell the truth. She did not want to lie. She felt uncomfortable with it. So what did Courtney do? She punished her. Not just a small punishment, she took away the girl's phone, her tablet, and even went on as far as removing the bedroom door, something that many experts consider a form of emotional punishment and invasion of privacy. And when her daughter used the computer to call the police, Courtney did not seem shaken or worried. She told her followers that the police did nothing because, as she said, I'm the mom. Then she shifted the blame onto her daughter. She called her entitled, said kids today don't understand discipline.
So my kids are trained to talk to CPS, okay? And we rehearse multiple times a day if CPS ever shows up, what they are supposed to say. Well, CPS showed up to our house last night for a TikTok video that was disturbing, worrisome, from back in November that had already been dealt with. Anyways, they show up. Obviously, they went and talked to all the kids, all 6 kids. All 5 kids said what they are supposed to, except my one daughter. My one daughter decided to tell them the truth. The truth. So I took her phone away. Her phone was taken, her tablet was taken, and I took her bedroom door off the hinges last night. Well, somehow she does it on her computer. I didn't even know that you could do this. Call 911. Call 911 to tell them that her mother is being mean to her and disciplining her because for no reason. That's what she told them. No, there was a reason. There was a couple reasons, actually. So they show up to my house. Guess what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens because I am the mother. This generation is so entitled. It just blows my mind. And this is why kids are doing the things they are doing. It's because there is no discipline. So the door is staying off the hinges. The phone and the tablet, she's not getting back for another week. Okay, next time CPS shows up, maybe she will learn to lie.
But let's be clear, this wasn't about discipline, this was about a child doing the right thing and getting punished for it. Most parents teach their kids to be honest, especially when it comes to safety and serious situations like CPS visits. But Courtney flipped that idea upside down. She made lying into a rule and punished her child for telling the truth. That is not satire, that is not edgy, that is terrifying. Courtney has made video after video about CPS showing up at her house, like it's some sort of badge of honor or recurring content series. In one video, she claimed CPS and the police had come to her door 5 separate times in just 2 months. She did not seem panicked, she seemed proud, as if the chaos validated her online praises.
Who called CPS on me? Who called the state of Michigan? Which one of you did it? CPS and police officers just left my house. Get a knock at the door, open the door. Hi, are you Miss Courtney? Yeah. Oh, well, we had a report that some illegal, whatever, are happening inside this home. May we come in? Of course, I open the door, I let them come in. They look in my living room, they look in my kitchen, they look in my fridge. So I will show you what I showed them. This is my living room right now. The report said that my kids are living in filth. This is filth right here. This is my dirty home right here. No clean laundry. Look at. No CPS cases being opened because there's no grounds for anything. You all are just wasting their time. You are wasting your tax dollars on what? For what? Just stop and leave me the hell alone.
In another, she said CPS told her to clean up her 2-year-old's bedroom because it was too dirty. But instead of fixing the issue, she doubled down. She said she wasn't going to clean it, called it a storage room now, and locked the door. No attempt to clear it out, no concern about what CPS told, she flat out refused. Even after CPS warned her that her children could be taken away, she stayed firm. She said she did not see the point and that she did not think anything was wrong with the room. And then she did something even more bizarre. She proudly showed the dirty room to TikTok. The video showed a space full of clutter, trash, and broken down items. It was clearly not safe for a child. She laughed about it, shrugged it off, and said, I don't get what the problem is. But here's the thing. If that room was originally meant for her 2-year-old and it's packed with garbage and random junk, where is that toddler sleeping? Is the child in her bed? On a couch? On the floor? She did not say. This goes beyond poor parenting. This flirts dangerously close with neglect. A clean, safe sleeping space is one of the most basic needs for a child, and they ignored that. The most shocking part, she did not act alarmed or sorry. She turned the whole situation into a content opportunity. She asked TikTok for advice, as if CPS was just another plot line to post about, and not a real agency looking out for the safety of her children. She treated the visit like a poll, not a warning, and her followers, some amused, others genuinely concerned, got sucked into her ongoing game of confusion and controversy. Courtney also made a video claiming that CPS came to her house at 2:30 in the morning on a weekend with no warrant. In the video, she typed out text saying, "Do I have to open the door?" and added that there were 2 CPS workers outside, banging on her door while she was filming. She made it sound urgent and scary, saying they were threatening to call the police if she did not let them in. But she also questioned whether they were even real CPS workers because they did not show any paperwork from a judge. Then she said something that made it all fall apart. She claimed they had a warrant and at the same time said they did not. She was contradicting herself in the same breath. One moment it's they have no papers. The next, they have a warrant. Which one was it?
CPS is at my house right now telling me they have a warrant to come in. They are telling me that I have to open the door to them, and that if I don't, they're going to call the police. There are 2 CPS workers outside my door right now. It is 2:30 in the morning. In the freaking morning. They were here 2 days ago. They told me that I had 24 hours to clean a bedroom that we use for storage, that nobody goes in. And I told them I will not be, I'm not listening to them. I didn't sign anything. There is no safety plan in place. Well, now they're back. Because they have received more reports. Haters, trolls, the people on the internet that have nothing else better to do, are continuously reporting me for child neglect. My babies are sleeping and I have to deal with this shit. I'm currently in the bathroom because they won't stop knocking. I had to bring my 2-year-old into the other bedroom. I do not have to allow them in, correct? Because they're refusing to show me any paperwork. They are telling me I have to answer the door, but can't show me anything from a judge. So I don't have to open the door, right?
And then goes the biggest red flag. Instead of calling the police or verifying who was at the door, she went to her bathroom to film a TikTok. She asked TikTok what she should do. That is not what someone does when they believe their family might be in danger from strangers pretending to be CPS. That is not what any concerned parent would do at 2:30 in the morning. If she truly thought something was wrong, or even if it was just scary, why wasn't her first reaction to protect her children? Why wasn't it to call for help? Because this wasn't real, it was content. She turned a supposed child welfare emergency into another dramatic TikTok episode, another way to farm views and engagements. And sadly, some people believed her. They were in the comments giving her advice, panicking for her, and trying to help. Meanwhile, she was proudly reading all that, sitting safely in her house, knowing full well that nobody was really outside her door. In one video, Courtney said that Donald Trump had made a brand new rule, allowing people on food stamps to receive paper checks instead of electronic deposits. According to her, these checks could be cashed out and spent however people wanted, including on their appointments, nails, clothes, and anything else. She went on to say, with a smirk, "Now I can get my lashes done with my food stamp." To some viewers, it sounded too good to be true, and that is because it was.
Good news for anyone receiving food stamps. If you are on food stamps, EBT stamp, whatever you may call it, Donald Trump is now making it to where instead of getting a direct deposit on your EBT card for food only every single month, it's going to be a mailed paper check that you can cash for actual cash and use it on whatever you want. So say you get $700 in food stamps every month. Instead of it going on your card, you will get a paper check mailed to you every single month for that amount. So you can use your food stamps for alcohol. You can use it for tobacco. I'll be able to get my nails done with it. I'll be able to get with my eyelashes done with it. This is one of the best things that Donald Trump has done so far. Who can be mad about this? Besides the taxpayers, because they obviously would be jealous. But honestly, so you can get toilet paper, you can get whatever you want. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Here's the truth. The claim is 100% false. What actually happened was the exact opposite. In March 2025, Donald Trump signed an executive order that aimed to modernize federal payments by eliminating paper checks altogether. Starting September 2025, all federal disbursements, including SNAP benefits and Social Security, must be delivered electronically. No more paper. So while Courtney was on camera celebrating her imaginary lash money windfall, she was really just spreading misinformation. Dangerous misinformation, and the worst part, she said it so confidently that many of her followers believed it. Some people in the comments were thrilled, already planning how to use their new checks. This is how fake news spreads fast, careless, and with no accountability. One person lies on camera and hundreds more run with it. Courtney wasn't misinformed, she wasn't confused, she was playing a game. One designed to get attention, star reactions, and maybe even rile up viewers politically. She did it on purpose and people fell for it. Another disturbing video, Courtney shamed another mom on TikTok for calling her in the middle of the night during a real emergency. The other parent had hosted Courtney's daughter for a sleepover, but reached out at 2 a.m. to ask Courtney to come pick up her child due to a situation that clearly needed immediate attention. Courtney's response, she flat out refused. She posted a video saying, "If your child invites mine for a sleepover, you're responsible until morning. Don't call me at 2 a.m. She said it like it was common sense, as if once her child was out of the house, her job as a mother was done until sunrise. She doubled down, repeating herself with no hint of guilt or concern, making it clear that even if it was an emergency, she wouldn't get out of bed to help her own daughter. She seemed proud of the boundary she was drawing.
Yes, I am the mother who refused to pick up her daughter from a sleepover because her friend's family had a emergency. I will say this again. If you are a parent and your child invites my child for a sleepover overnight. That means you, the parent of that child, are responsible for my child until the next morning or until the agreed upon time for pickup. Do not call me in the middle of the night because you can't do your job as a parent. Do not call me at 2 o'clock in the morning to come get my daughter because you are a shitty parent. Period. And I will say it again and again and again. Won't happen. Not on my watch.
But let's break that down. What kind of parent does not respond when their child is in trouble? What kind of mother refuses to step in during an emergency involving her child? Any parent knows that if you get a call in the middle of the night, your first thought is your child's safety. You don't pause, you don't think twice, you go. But Courtney's stance showed something else entirely, a level of detachment and selfishness that's deeply unsettling. And then she put it on social media as if it was a flex, as if saying, "Don't call me at 2 a.m. makes her some kind of boss mom, instead of what it actually shows, a parent unwilling to show up when it matters most. That is not satire, that is not dark humor, that is dangerous, selfish parenting. And for someone with 6 kids, that mindset is not just concerning, it is heartbreaking. Courtney has dragged her husband through the mud. In one video, she accused him of being a creep, claiming he named their daughter after a young OnlyFans creator named Sophie Rain. She said she found the name while snooping on his phone and saw inappropriate photos of the girl. She then claimed the girl was underage when he first followed her and said she wanted to change her daughter's name. Accusing your husband of being attracted to minors for views? That is low.
My husband literally named our daughter after a OF creator. Now, mind you, I am just finding out about Sophie Rain. Now, when I was pregnant and he brought up the name Sophie Rain, I never asked him where it came from because I thought it was super cute. Sophie Rain, okay? I never once thought about looking the name Sophie Rain up to see who, I just never thought. I just thought maybe it's somebody in his family or he just liked the name. Well, I was just scrolling TikTok and Sophie Rain pops up. And this young girl doing this really cutesy dance. So I do some more digging. I go on my husband's phone. He is subbing to these very inappropriate pictures, okay? Not like so inappropriate, you know what I mean? But inappropriate because he's 53 years old. He's 53 years old. How old is Sophie Rain? 1920? What do I do? Should I be creeped out? Because I am creeped out. I'm gonna go to the courthouse and change my daughter's name now. This is weird. I don't even want to call her Sophie.
In another video, she said he was cheating and she tricked him by pretending to be the hot blonde in his DMs. She called it the sweetest revenge. But just a few videos later, she's crying and praising, saying he took her in, raised her kids, and worked so hard to support them. She even asked for donations so she could buy a headstone for his late mom. So which is it? Is he a villain or is he a hero? Or is she just using him for storyline? Courtney often brags loudly about being on government assistance as if it's a personal badge of success rather than a support system meant for struggling families trying to get back on their feet. In one of her videos, she lists out exactly what she receives: $3,300 in food stamps each month, $900 in cash benefits, and Section 8 housing, which she says pays nearly all her rent and water bills. She says she's been on welfare since she was 19 years old, right after getting pregnant with her first child. And now, over a decade later, she proudly admits she hasn't worked a day since. According to her, TikTok is just her extra money. What's strange is that even though she broadcasts this information with pride, she also complains about being judged. In the same breath she brags, she plays the victim. She rants, "Why do people hate me for being on welfare? That's what it's there for." As though people questioning her choices are attacking her for simply surviving. Then she follows up with a statement that leaves many people stunned. "How can I have 6 kids and 4 baby daddies and not be on welfare?" That sentence alone reveals how she sees the world, as if her personal choices automatically entitle her to endless support, no questions asked. It's not about need anymore. It is about what she feels owed. There is a big difference between using the system temporarily to stay afloat and relying on it while intentionally avoiding work, all while flaunting luxury cars on a public platform. That is why people react the way they do. It's the entitlement for me, the way she twists the purpose of government help into a lifestyle she shows off online, instead of something she's working on to move beyond. Then she claimed her cis worker told her she'll be kicked off Section 8 unless she sold her two luxury cars, a 2024 BMW and a 2023 Range Rover. In the video, Courtney looked frustrated and even offended. She explained that the vehicles weren't technically hers, they were registered under her husband's name. "They're not even mine, they're my husband's," she said, as if that automatically cleared her of any wrongdoing. But here's the reality she did not mention. She's married, and under Section 8 guidelines, the income and assets of a spouse are considered part of the household. So even if the cars are in his name, they still count. Section 8 is designed to help people who are struggling to meet basic living needs, people who can't afford stable housing, utilities, or food. If you're living in a home where there's a BMW and a Range Rover packed out front, it sends a very different message. Luxury vehicles are not common among families who qualify for low-income housing assistance. The math just doesn't add up. How can a household with two high-end vehicles be considered financially eligible for assistance meant for those barely scraping by? And then there's the issue with her story itself. Section 8 doesn't go around telling people to sell their personal property. They don't say, "Sell your car." What they do is evaluate your total household income and assets. If those assets put you over the qualifying limit, they just remove you from the program. No one's telling anyone to get rid of anything, they just don't give you the benefit anymore. So once again, Courtney's version of events doesn't match how things actually work. And she's not just confused, she's twisting the facts in a way that paints her as a victim, when in reality, she may have been exploiting a system meant to help the genuinely struggling. She spun this story to look like the government was unfairly targeting her, but really, it only revealed more of the entitlement and deception that runs through so much of her content. Make too much. She once said, "She's lying." She once again said, "She's lying." Courtney has made her whole personality about rage bait, feeding off attention, drama, and controversy like it's currency. And maybe for a while, that strategy paid off. It got her views, followers, engagement. She became a name people talked about, even if it wasn't for good reasons. But now, it's no longer just shocking or edgy, it is dangerous. She lies about CPS visits, makes up emergencies, twists government policies, and teaches her children how to cover for her in serious investigations. She doesn't just blur the line between truth and fiction, she obliterates it. And what's worse is that she does it all so casually, like it's entertainment. But real people are watching, real families, real single moms who rely on food stamps, real tenants who live on Section 8 and follow the rules, real survivors of CPS investigations who know how serious these visits can be. And when Courtney spreads misinformation, it puts those people at risk. It spreads confusion, mistrust, and even fear. Her lies could cause someone to ignore CPS advice, or misunderstand how welfare works, or believe that emergency situations are just drama. This isn't just about one woman cloud chasing online. This is about how someone with a big platform is playing with fire and pretending it's content. And if she's not stopped, it won't just be her own kids who get hurt. It could be yours. So now I ask you, is this still entertainment? Or is it something darker? Should platforms let creators like Courtney keep making this kind of content? Do you think CPS has ever actually been in her home? Or does CPS need to be there now? And more importantly, where do we draw the line between cloud chasing and putting your family in danger? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned because this story isn't over yet.